What's up, y'all? It is your girl Sarah from Sarah Styles here. I just got to the thrift store. I have 45 minutes to shop. My plan of action is going to be hit up the purses, the shoes, and the jeans based off of my numbers and my data. That is my biggest bang for my buck, my biggest profit. Shoes, I'll probably focus mainly on boots just because of the season and I'm short on time. Hopefully I will have time for some jackets. So stay tuned to see what I get. All right, so it ended up being an hour and 15 minutes, but it's not because I spent too much time. I set my timer for 45 minutes and stopped at 50 minutes. So I went 5 minutes over. However, I went to go get in line and they had one cashier and there was about 15 people in front of me. So I did spend a little bit more time. However, it wasn't actually sourcing. So I really only spent 50 minutes sourcing. And y'all, it is probably one of my best thrifting trips, especially in only being there for an hour. I found Burberry, I found Giorgio Armani, I found lots of bread and butter, Uggs, Crocs, Keens. So let's jump into it and see what I got. Before we get into the haul, I spent $382.75 for 32 items. I am going to say, full disclosure, it was a half off day. However, I was in such a rush. I accidentally didn't pay attention to the colors, and some items I actually paid full price for. I probably wouldn't have purchased them had I been in my right state of mind and they weren't half off. So full disclosure, that did happen. I'll let you know on what items that was. Let's get into it. I am going to share all 32 items that I purchased. Let's start with jeans. Jeans for me are definitely a bread and butter. I like jeans and I will link a video here. They don't sell, my average sale price for jeans is I think $26 right now. So it's definitely not my highest selling category. However, I can go through jeans very quickly. It's very easy to go. I can get through the full rack of jeans much quicker than any other place in the store. And I can photograph them very quickly and they store easily. So my average cost of goods for jeans, I bought 11 pairs of jeans. My average cost of goods for those were $5.25. And then these are Good America. I don't find Good America a ton, but when I do, it usually sells within a week or two of when I purchase it. These are a size 4. If you guys see anything that you do want to buy, send me a DM. These may or may not be listed by the time you see this video. So if they're not listed, go ahead and send me a DM. Something I like to look for on jeans, these are distressed. And they are a high rise. I was talking to a friend on Instagram and she said that she actually takes a measuring tape with her to see if they are high rise. High rise is lit right now. So if you find items, jeans, pants that are high rise, I will almost always pick them up even if they're a lower mall brand. I sold a used pair of Abercrombie & Fitch high rise. I had them listed for like 2 weeks and they sold for $20. Found them at the bin. So they definitely sell. They don't have to be high end, just the style that you're looking for. This is another one. So cut for cloth, you know, these retail, I think at like 70, 80 bucks. But if you get the right style, these are a boyfriend. If you get the right style, and these do have a little distress, and I'm finding the 6, 8, 10, 12 plus sizes, I'm finding those are selling. Yes, they're selling $20 to $30, but again, they're very easy for me to find, and they're very easy for me to list. Here's another pair of cut for cloth. These are a size 6 again, and they're skinny. When I'm looking, there's a little bit of distress. So when I'm going through quickly, like I was here, I may get through these and find some of them have some issues. But when I'm going through quickly on jeans, what I'm looking at, I'm making sure all of these are attached. Oftentimes, tell me if you guys do this, you know, you're pulling up your pants by the belt loops. And so oftentimes these will be broken. I check the zipper really quickly. And then I also check kind of the crotch area. When they're really worn, you'll start to get wrinkles here, as well as sometimes you'll get some, it'll be worn down here or some pilling a little bit. And then these are also kind of frayed and distressed on the bottom. These are Citizens of Humanity. They are a low rise full leg. So Y2K is back, and I'm at that age where I was wearing Y2K things. And so when I think about when I was, late teens, early 20s, is this something that I would wear? I would not wear low rise because I have a booty. And so it didn't work. But this is very much that Shakira, Christina Aguilera, the lower the better. And then like the really wide leg where you can't even see your shoes. So I did pick those up. I know it's trendy right now. I'm not selling a ton of them yet, but as a previous hairdresser, what typically happens is you see this in the celebrities, right? And on magazines and stuff. And then it takes a little bit of time to make its way down to the general public. And so I know these will sell, maybe not as quickly as the high rise, but high rise was really trendy a couple years ago, right? It started a couple years ago, and now like the general public is just really getting on the bandwagon. Another cut for cloth. Boyfriend is definitely one that I'm going to pick up. Distressed and boyfriend. So why I picked these up, distressed, boyfriend, and a size 6 and in good condition. Cut for cloth. These are a size 12. Again, there's a little bit of a distress. I think these ones are a skinny. The tag wore off here. But the other thing that I like about jeans, most jeans have the style number, the cut, the size. Oftentimes they have the color. So they're really easy to look up comps. They're really easy to look up when you're listing keywords and stuff. Sundance. These are velvet. They are a size 8. I don't know, and they're like a boot cut, maybe a straight leg. They are, I think if I would have looked up comps, I'm not sure if I would have gotten these. I would have had to look up comps. I was in such a rush, I didn't look up comps. So some of these, maybe I wouldn't have picked up normally, but I do know that they'll sell. It's whether or not how much I'll make on them. BKE. So on this brand, something that I look at, same with Miss Me jeans, if you find Miss Me jeans or silver, a lot of them are embroidered. The fancier the pockets, typically the better they're going to sell, the higher they're going to sell, because that's really what people are looking for. But it also is something that's going to wear down a lot more. So when I'm looking quickly, or just not quickly, when I'm looking, I'm making sure that the stitching's all there. If there's rhinestones, they're not missing rhinestones, and then all of the other things as well. Blank NYC. Guys, the only time I'll pick this up, these are probably going to sell for $20, maybe even $15. But they have kind of the asymmetrical frayed bottom, and they're a high rise. They're size 26. So they are a smaller size, but they're going to sell. I don't typically pick up jeans to have a high average sale price. I pick up jeans as kind of my bread and butter in and out the door, especially right now. It's fall and winter. If you guys have been watching my what solds, I'm selling jeans right now. I'm listing them and they are selling. I did drop a pair, so bear with me. Surprising is I only found one pair of American Eagle jeans, but what I look for in American Eagle jeans is, are they high rise? And these were, and then these are also a size 6. Good condition. Honestly, I went through this quickly. Honestly, you can see here, kind of hard to see. Yeah. So you see how there's kind of a little bit of a stretch there. And then also something I noticed here is this back pocket is kind of fraying a little bit. So these probably, if I wasn't in such a rush, I probably would have put these back, but I was in a rush. So they will still sell, but I was in a rush. All right, let's get into purses. For my average cost of goods for purses was $26.75. This is more than I would normally sell. Every purse that I bought was actually a full price, which makes sense why I bought them, because typically the full price items are the best stuff because they are just put out. I wasn't paying attention. I got home. The thrift store is, I'm not taking them back. I'm just going to sell them at the thrift store. So let's see what I got. Hopefully I make some money off of them because I paid a little bit more than normal. This is a vintage Coach. So one thing when you are selling designer high-end stuff, you do want to authenticate it and make sure it's real. Nice thing about Coach is they have a creed and there's going to be numbers on it. So you can look up the numbers, and the majority of the time, only once have I had a fake that had the right numbers and it was actually the wrong color. So the same style came up, but it was a different color. And so it was a fake. You can look those up. This is a vintage Coach purse. I haven't looked up comps on this stuff, guys. I told you I went through things quickly, so I can't tell you exactly how much things are selling for. I will link my playlist up here. I do a weekly what sold and my progress. I have a goal of $10,000 a month, working under 20 hours a week as a reseller and social media. I do a weekly video, so you can follow my what sold and see how much this stuff sells for, because I did it quickly. I haven't looked up comps. This is Fossil. I would not have paid $26 for this. I will be 100% honest. So I don't know if that'll probably sell for 30 or 40 bucks. I won't make a ton of money. I would not have paid that amount for this. This Michael Kors is gorgeous. I would not have paid up for this, but you know, it'll sell. It came with the dusting bag, which is always nice. A reason that I picked this up, the logo stuff, Coach, Michael Kors, any of the logo stuff doesn't typically sell as well. However, this does have some leather on it and it's in really good condition. I always look on the bottom edges for the condition as well as the straps. I mean, there's some stuff here, but I can trim that off really easily. Michael Kors, if you're wanting to know if it's real, there's going to be a tag sewn in the lining right there. And you can look up the style number there too. That is one of the things that I like about selling Coach, Michael Kors. Some of the other ones that have style numbers in it, it makes it really easy to look up comps, really easy to look up when you're listing it. This again is another Coach. I would have paid, so all of these I would have paid average cost of goods $10, $12, $13. Yes, I will pay up for those. Would I have paid $30 for this? Probably not. Will I still make, you know, 10, 15, 20 bucks on it? Maybe more. This one, when I looked these up to make sure they were real. So I did look this one up and there wasn't any listed in this color. So I think that's going to warrant me a higher price because it's going to be a rare color. And then here is one more Coach. The satchels, the leather satchels tend to sell a little bit better for me. This one has a little bit more wear on it. But you know, it's still going to sell. All right, let's get into some shoes and then I will show you my jackets, guys. Remember, I found Burberry. My average cost of goods again for shoes was $9.61. Remember, this is an average. So I did pay a little bit higher for some and a little bit less for others. Keen. I will almost always pick up Keen, especially if they're in a size higher than my children's, because if they don't sell, then I'll just pull the inventory and have shoes for my kids. Crocs, I mean, definitely I won't pay up for these. Remember, this is an average cost of goods. These ones were actually like $3 a pair of Crocs sandals, men's size 7, men's 9 for, no, that's opposite. Men's is going to be higher. The North Face. These are kids size 3. So they're going to sell, you know, the kids aren't going to sell as high as the other, as high as men's and women's, but they'll definitely sell. Kamik, I'm probably saying this wrong, guys. Numbers is my forte, not words. So definitely I might be saying this wrong. Let me know down below. These are a size 4. When I'm looking at shoes, I'm always looking at the bottoms. That's how I'm going to know if they're in good conditions. And then quickly just look on the inside. With it being winter coming up, those typically sell very quickly. Because I live in Colorado, we get a lot of them. However, if you're not from Denver and you've never been here, we get winters, but they're not usually too crazy. My kids probably wear their snow boots a handful of times, and so you can usually find kids' winter gear that's in reasonable condition because they're not wearing them every single day and just wearing them out. So that is a nice thing. Here is, this is something that made my average cost of goods go up because I did pay up for these. These are Tory Burch, but guys, I don't think they've ever been worn. I did look up the comps on these because I was gonna pay up for them. And the comps on these, there was a couple listed and I think they were $118. So I didn't mind paying up for those. Nikes, like I said, a lot of bread and butter, but I sold a pair of these women's. They sold in a couple weeks, maybe a month, and they sold for like $22. So if they're going to sell quickly, I don't mind making a little bit of less because you have to have items still moving out the door. That's where I like to have, I do a little bit of a high average sale price and a volume model in my business. I like to have a higher average sale price. My average sale price for September right now is $41. So I definitely like to have a higher average sale price, but items that I know bread and butter, like a lot of those jeans, Nike, if it's in good shape, I will almost always pick up Nike if it's in good shape and it's a recent style. Even if I only make 20 bucks on it, but it moves out the door, it keeps traffic moving, which the algorithms like, and it keeps money in my pocket. These are Born. You can see that. You see it? These are Born boots. These are kind of like a common mall brand type boot. You know, you can get them at like JCPenney's and stuff. They sell well for me. I did a what sold video a couple weeks ago and it was one of my highest revenue brands for the month of August, I think it was. Average sale price, $30, but I think 66% of my Born is selling, which is a ridiculous sell-through rate. Crocs. If you guys don't watch Ginger Marvin, I didn't used to pick up Crocs, but she is all about the Crocs. I live in Denver. I think they're from Broomfield or Boulder, maybe a little bit up north. So I tend to see a lot of Crocs in the thrift stores. If they're in decent shape, I will pick them up. Again, I've sold some new with tags and more rare styles a little bit more, but 20 to 30 bucks probably is what they're going to sell for. What else do I have in here? Another pair of Keens. Nothing crazy. Those are kids, I think, so they'll probably sell 20, 30 bucks. Michael Kors. These are actually really cool. Michael Kors, I will pick up boots, some jackets, and purses. Most of his other stuff does not do very well, but these are cool. They're rain boots, but they're like in a biker style. If they're my size, no. They are a size 8, so these are pretty legit. Those were one of my favorite finds. When I'm going through the thrift store quickly, it's boot season. So I found sandals because I can see a Keen or a Croc and know that that's what it is. Birkenstocks too. I found a Birkenstocks, but they were priced really high. But when I go through the boots, you can tell good quality. I will go through and feel the boots. The same with the purses. I will go through and feel the purses, feel the boots, and then booties, I just pull every single one out and look at the inside quickly and look at the brand and then look at the style too. Is this a current style? Sometimes like Lucky Brand isn't going to sell super high, but if it's a current Lucky Brand style and it's in good condition, I will pick it up. These are ones that I looked up comps on. I said those look like they could be a nice quality and they're really unique, which either means that they're in high demand and they're going to sell really high, or they're way too unique and no one wants them. The brand is called Philip Simon. So I haven't heard of this brand before. Let me know. have been tried on, but probably never worn. All right, 3 more pairs of boots and then we'll get into jackets. Tivia. I see these pretty often in Colorado. Bottoms are pretty unworn. There is a little wear around the Velcro, but that's really not a big deal. 1 more pair of Keens. I like selling Keens. They typically sell really well. Not super high, but if the soles are in good condition. The other thing about shoes is cleaning, right? So you have to consider the time that it takes to clean, where I don't have to clean. Most of my other items, I don't clean. I will put stuff in the washing machine on a very gentle cycle with a towel, and if I can do that with a pair of shoes and not have to clean them, that goes into my consideration on should I pick these up, because I don't have to spend the time on them. Keens, I will put a pair or 2 of Keens in the washer with a towel, wash them off, and everything will be clean. So it does take a little bit of time out of my process, which means I don't mind spending getting a little bit less on my average sale price for those. These, I saw this style. It's total 80s, right? Like, tell me you wouldn't have worn these in the 80s. Madonna or some rock band wouldn't have worn them. They're Topshop. Let me see it. They're Topshop. So, Topshop, if it's new and trendy, will definitely sell. I'm guessing probably 30 or 40 bucks for these, unless they're like a high in demand, someone really wants them style. All right, those are my shoes. Let's see. This was legit, guys. Like, I was super stoked about this. I went through the jackets quickly. There was a couple other people there. So typically I'll wait and then I'll go back to where they were. I went through quickly. I probably went through the jackets. I didn't even look at every single one of them. I just kind of touched and said, hey, that looks nice. That doesn't. I found 2 jackets. One was actually, this is men's, but it was in the women's. It's goose down. Oh, wait. This is probably a couple grand jacket. I haven't quite found this exact one. This is fur. This is goose down. It's a bomber jacket. The cuffs are leather. This is probably like a $2,000 jacket. My guess. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I've kind of looked up comps. These jackets are $200 to $1,500 listed. Let me know what you guys think I should list this at. Knowing if it's real. So I did typically, a tag is going to be sewn in, and at first I didn't see it, but I felt this. Guys, remember, I was going through the thrift store very quickly. I saw this brand, I felt it. I didn't see the tag. I did pay $45 for this, so I did pay up for it, but the quality was there and the tag looked good. I didn't see these tags when I was going through the thrift store, so it was a bit risky. I did get home and kind of made a post on Instagram and talked to some other people, and because of these tags and the quality of it, it is real. It's goose down. It's real leather on the collar. And then the last thing in that I picked up, I got so excited. I am flipping through racks and I see this. It is Burberry. However, it's like an inside lining. So it goes to like a trench or something. I did quickly go through, you can see it like zips into a trench. I did quickly go through the women's trench because trench coats are typically longer, so they have like a section. I went through the women's trench coats and the men's trench coats really quickly to see if I couldn't find the coat that belonged to. And then sometimes they have like coats back behind the counter if they're really nice. And I looked at those and I couldn't find the coat. But I paid $10 for it. It's Burberry. I didn't look up comps, but I was like, I'm going to be able to get $10 back for it. Likely more. When I got home later in the day, I did look up comps and they had a couple listed around $70 to $90, even though it's just a lining for a jacket. So super stoked about that. If you guys like this video, YouTube also thinks you would like this video. I will link a playlist here about how to make money reselling, and then make sure to hit that subscribe button.